And just come to a seated position. In a chair that's not on wheels, feet flat on the ground. Just noticing how your body feels right now. Sort of bringing your mind and body into the same place at the same time, and just feeling inside. Maybe areas that are tight, areas that are loose, whatever. And starting with our hands, moving your hands, moving your fingers, right? And if you want, maybe picking up your heels, one foot and then the other. So starting with, the far parts of the body, circles with the hands, one way and then the other. Just moving your arms around, popping your wrists a little bit, moving the arms in front of you, elbows bent, and then the other arm on top. Feeling that little stretching in the upper back, the back part of the shoulders. Now letting your arms straighten out, palms back, pulsing the hands back. Feel that stretching for the upper chest, forward parts of the shoulders. And these are great exercises to do if, as we're going through the class, the shoulders feel a little tired. A lot of what we do, especially like with planks, is a great exercise for the shoulders. I just noticed with mine that sometimes it's like a good idea just to move them around a little bit. Okay, and now just reaching down side to side. So you can feel, again, the stretch along the side of the body. You can have your hands down, or you can bring one hand overhead and staying in an upright line. If you find that you're leaning forward, just bring your back upright, bring your shoulder blades back. You can see Jessie is doing this from the side, and you can see that there's a straight line there. Her ears are over her shoulders, over her hips, her ankles. And depending on the wear and tear of our bodies, sometimes it's a little bit different. That's okay. Do what you can, honoring your body. And just moving the shoulders, circles, one way and the other. Moving the neck slowly up and down. Side to side. Looking over your shoulder. Back to center. Side to side, but with the ear coming down toward one shoulder and then the other. Just moving the neck on the different ways that it moves. Seeing how it is today. Circles. It's going to be little circles. You're not trying to go as far as you can, one direction and then the other. Sometimes little tiny circles can be very helpful because it's really moving the tiniest muscle fibers, coming to stillness. And now doing these same circles with the hips. And here I'm seated, so I'm having my shoulders move in a circle, and I can feel that in my hips. If you're standing, you can do the same thing, kind of keeping the hips fairly still and moving the shoulders. Or you can move them both. Let's go in the other direction. But we can just get a sense here of how it feels in the low back. Is there one side that feels sore or tight? Sensing the low back and the pelvis, the hips moving. Into stillness, bringing up one knee, and then rotating that foot. So you can do this standing, bringing up a knee, or you can just lift your heel and rotate the foot. So whatever feels most comfortable for you. Going in one way and then the other, and kind of sticking with it, because you're going to feel all these little muscles begin to tire a little bit, and you can really feel where they are. Lifting the other knee and just turning circles. Thinking not only is this loosening up the joint, but bringing awareness into these little muscles as they get a little bit tired out. Some people find it very difficult to feel the interior of the body. Right, coming to stillness. We're just going to do some exercises to use big muscle groups. So first, bringing your palms together in front of you, elbows up, and just pressing your hands. And just holding this, letting your face be relaxed, breathing, maybe putting a little smile on your face. And actually sends a message to the brain, you know, a little smile says, oh, this is good, I'm safe. It's a positive feedback loop. You do this exercise and a good thing happens. So the brain's going to say, oh, keep doing that. Okay, now we're going to pull. So making little hooks with your hands, turning palm to palm, palms in opposite directions, and now pulling. Letting your shoulders be relaxed. Face relaxed. Pull. The different muscles now that are engaged. Pull your tummy in. Pull your belly button back a little bit. You feel the whole core engaging in this. Feeling the muscles as they work a little bit. And then letting go. Moving your arms a bit. And now pulling your belly button back. And we'll engage some core muscles. Just pull it back as tight as you can. Your shoulders be relaxed. Pulling the belly button back. You probably feel this around the pelvis to the low back. And now with your hands at home, turning the body a little bit to one side, continuing to pull the belly button back. You can feel the entire core engage. Muscles on the side of the body, coming back to center. Belly button still tight. And turn a little bit in the other direction. We're just going to pause here and feel these muscles engage. Coming back to center. Taking a deep breath, letting the belly relax. Stretching your hands overhead with a slight arch in the back. Here, we just wanted to stretch these muscles out. And then leaning forward, hinging forward. And your hands come down toward the floor. And then rounding up. And the movement begin in your low back, rounding up. Bringing your head up last. And just feeling the body here. Now as you're sitting, and you can do the standing, putting your hands on either side of your legs. And pushing your legs against your hands. Again, this isometric move. Feel the muscles on the outside of the legs, especially the outside of the thighs engaged. Muscles in your forearms and your shoulders. Pushing the legs and relaxing. And now the other way. Putting your hands on the insides of the legs. You can do it on the same legs, opposite legs, whatever. But now pushing your knees together. Now feeling those muscles, the muscles on the inner side of the thighs engage. Pull your tummy in. And relax. With your hands on top of your legs. With both heels up while you're pushing down on your legs. Now, again, feeling the different muscles. Tops of the legs, different part of the chest that's involved with counteracting the force of the legs. And go. Now lifting one knee, supporting underneath the leg, and pushing the foot towards the floor while you're holding it up. The belly button engaged. Noticing the different parts, different abdominal muscles engaged here, different muscles in the legs as you try to push your foot toward the floor. Let go, relax. Put the foot down, maybe just for a moment, feeling the blood flow come back into the muscles that were engaged. The foot, trying to push the foot toward the floor, trying to hold the leg up at the same time. Relaxing your shoulders, smile. Breathe. And letting go. Foot down, kind of shaking the legs out, and the feet, and the arms, and hands. Coming to stillness. And then again, just feeling the aliveness inside the body. Okay, yes.
Those were some good ones. All right. Well, now that we have our major muscle groups engaged, let's loosen up the joints for range of motion, get our heart rate up just a little bit. Keep working on our balance and posture. Go at the intensity you feel comfortable with. Eyes to the front. Feel your lower abs kick in as you bring your leg up. Keep that belly button up and back as you turn side to side. 3, 2, shake it out. Let's go for our lunge complex, okay? This will get our heart rate up. You're using all the big muscles. Give yourself enough room. Step to the front. Center, side. Flip the palms back. Other side. Again, going at your own pace. Go a couple times each leg. You'll be seeing most of these things later on in the workout, but we're going to use weights. So that adds to the intensity. That means you got to be that much more careful, right? When you're doing them. So make sure your posture's straight to begin with, and then follow through. Hips back, big swim, stand up tall. You guys know the drill. Lift the toes a little bit up. It's sort of on the line of uncomfortable as far as your balance going backwards. And then let your body adjust. One more. Butt kickers, push pull. Standing up nice and tall. Punch to the front. Squeeze the shoulder blades in the back. Sink into it a little bit more if you want to get a little more burn in your thighs. We'll go about 10 more seconds. Dig that big toe into the ground as you push off. 2, 1. Shake it out. Let's go for our sit to stands, and we'll do some shoulder raises with that instead of the punches. I don't feel like punching today. I'm a lover, not a fighter today. Shoulder width apart or wider with your feet, arms down by the side, eyes to the front. Lean forward, powered up, and then we're just going to raise our hands to the side. Bring your arms down like you're dragging them in water. That'll give that negative repetition. Last one, and we'll stay up. Let's go over and do planks. All right, rolling on the toes, shoulders over wrists as best you can, no matter what surface you're on. Let's start out with the bird dog. Imagine a glass of water on your low back. Try not to spill. Keep the hips square. Imagine a string from the ceiling, from your heel, lifting it up. And then from the wall, stretching the fingertips forward. Last one, walk it in. All right. Again, get a gauge of how you're doing through each body part as we go. So while we're going slower, give you that much more time to get a sense. Turn your hips and your shoulders at the same rate. Fingertips to the sky. Eyes watch your hand go up. Do one more side, and we'll stay up. You can walk it in if you feel like you need to, but we'll stay up, and we'll do our fire hydrant donkey kicks. Open up those hips. Breathe in. Last one, switch legs. Shake it out. Lock up your shoulders. Imagine the pencil in the armpit. Pushing the palms on the surface you're leaning against. Pulling in the belly button. Last one. Walk it in. Let's do the front leg sweep. So starting out from the inside and drag across the midline. We'll go for about 15 to 20 seconds here. The slower you go, the more impact it's going to take on your muscular system to try to keep it stable, okay? 5 more seconds. And switch. Five more seconds. We're going to stay up. So both legs down. Let's do our row bicep curl. Let's do one more time each side. And then we'll get the bands. So another good alternative to weights or a higher intensity workout. It still gets everything done safely. You're used to a routine, or you can find new moves to add to what you already know. There's a lot of stuff online. Let's do our leg extensions. Let's see, we have time for, we'll do a few. We'll do all the majors. Leg extensions, foot's in the middle, sitting up tall, the edge of the chair. Using an isometric hold actually in your arms, as you pull the band towards you and keep it there as you push out with your leg. So you're getting a little bit of bicep and shoulder tonage. 5 seconds. 2, switch legs. You can also feel your core kick in. Anytime you lift your knee, it needs your lower abs to do so. So make sure you remember that for your stretching part too. Even though you didn't think you did abs, if you do a lot of leggy stuff, you're going to have to get your hip flexors right above your front hip stretched up too. Last one. Good. Let's do our rows. Underhand and overhand. Okay. Eyes are to the front. Flip the palm. Flare your elbows out a little bit. Play with it. There's no wrong way to do this one. And that's the great thing about bands, is that it keeps your joints safe. So feel free to play with it. It's just going to target your upper back and get your biceps in there when your palms are up. Let's do one more. Squeeze, let it down. Back to the sit to stands. And on the last one, we're going to stay up. So again, the arms are in an L shape. Again, isometrically working the arms. Eyes to the front. No need to look at the floor. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Just because we're going to take a little water break and then get to business, the meat and potatoes. 3, 2, 1. Let's do our triceps. Let's do the triceps, just because you're going to see this later, okay? So one hand's going to be in the middle. You want a short distance, enough to straighten your arm, to extend your arm straight, and have tension on both back and forth movements. Long neck, so get your shoulders off your ears. Feet are nice and wide. So that way we're still engaging our lower body. And last one, switch. Good, I felt that. Get your shoulders involved too. Bring it back nice and slow. We'll squeeze, hold at the end for a sec. All those little tweaks you can do to get the most out of what you're doing in the time that you have to do it. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Get some water. And thumbs up when you're good to go. All right, you only need one weight for this one, and then we'll switch hands. So it's one arm at a time, sort of a power move. I put it at the beginning while we were fresh. Feet are wide. It's that dip and press. So I'm gonna show you this direction first, so you see how I'm lined up. It's almost like a half squat, and then press up pretty quick. Let it down slower, all through the hips. Dig the toe and heels into the ground. You can even raise your heel up off the ground and get some calf work. Remember to keep your bicep close to your ear at the top of the move. Let's go 5 more seconds. Safely switch hands. Same thing, other side. Get super wide. Arm out for balance, I like. A quick up and then a slow down. 10 more seconds. Heart rate should be getting up. It should be difficult to complete a sentence. Last one. Of course, you're not the one who has to do all the talking, right? We're going to go right into a superset, which means a lighter weight. And we're just going to flare up to the T-raises, just like we did in the warm-up. You can have a slight bend in your elbows. That helps out with the shoulder joint. Neck long, eyes to the front, feet wide. Just flare that out for about another 5 seconds. Then we'll do a little stretch. 2, Down slow, weights down. Let's just get this right now. Take care of our body as we go, right? It shouldn't be an afterthought, right? Everybody's like, stretch afterwards. Stretch whenever you want. And of course, as all the sweat is pouring our good salt and electrolytes out of our body, we got to replenish that too and be mindful of those levels. All right, hinge, bicep curl, V-raise. Okay, so this is a mad combo here, but we're going to take it super slow. You remember our hinge from the warm-up, right? Our hinge and swim. Here we're going to bend forward just a bit, power it up, get your bicep curl in, and then come up to the middle, upside down V. So one more time, hips go back, stand up straight, bicep curl, palms up to the sky. So you just kind of get more of the bicep muscle in. Sorry, I can't talk. Palms up, come together. Clear it out. Flip the palms again towards your thighs. So a lot of palm flipping. Let's go 5 more seconds. We can probably get one more in. Okay, let's have a seat for the next one. Grab some lighter weights. And we will get a little burn in our chest with the superset of the fly. So arms are up like the cactus. Elbows up, forearms together. Just see how it isolates the top and center of your chest muscle, which is a huge muscle, goes all the way up to your shoulders and down to your core. We'll squeeze at the middle, bring it back out slow, 5 more seconds. And down. Oh, my arms feel like they're gonna fall off. Since we're seated, let's take care of our chest muscle and just pull our arm back. If you'd rather go up against the wall, I like this one, but you're leaning away. I like to go up and down here. It's all the different angles of the fibers. Here's our breathing, a chance to get towards normal again. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, you know. And you're ready for the next combination. Forward lunge, face pulls. I'm going to go lighter on this one. Forward lunge, face pulls. Give me a second. Forward, and then pull back. Yep. Go kind of low and down, and then start bringing your elbows back as you push yourself back up to the center. Trying to keep my shoulder over my hips the best I can. You'll get your heart rate up on this one too. Might feel like cardio. We'll catch our breath. 3, 2, last one. You can stay with the same weights. I'm actually going to go heavier because my back is stronger, into our low rows. So you can do a neutral grip, right? Palms up like you're giving the thumbs up. Feet are wide. Back is sort of slanted downward. Elbows back. Just like the warm-up. Keep the core tight as the weights are hanging right here. That's putting a lot of stress on your low back. But we know how to pull in our belly button and brace our core. Last ones. Let's get one more. Those last couple ones you should really feel it. Let's do a yoga flow. Hips are going to go back. Arms are long. Fingertips stretched. Lift your toes a little bit. Let your shoulders and head sink if they want to. Couple recovery breaths, then back up to the top. Shoulders back, hips down, eyes slightly up. One more time on your own. Again, take this time to catch your breath. if you have to. This weather makes me feel like I'm out of shape, I swear. All right, walk it in. Last combination. Sit to stand, straight arm, push back. Go light on this one. I'll show you from this angle first. So we're gonna be at the edge of the chair. Kind of a new combination, I think. I don't think I've showed you these two together, but you've done both before. Arms are just dangling by the side. Do our normal sit to stand, then press back. So our palms are facing behind us. Squeeze the shoulder blades. So what we're doing is working our triceps, the back of our upper arms, and of course, shoulders. Eyes are to the front. Keep going, 5 more seconds. And we're gonna follow that up. Stay up when you are finished with this rep. I'm gonna stay with the same weight. You can go no weights. You can go bands again if you want, because I'm doing the same exercises we did with the bands with the beginner warm up. I'll wait for you, Terry. Right on. Little squeeze at the end. If this hurts your shoulder, here's an alternative. Okay, just straighten them out and go back with the elbows up a little bit. Okay, 5 more seconds. We got it. 2, 1. That was round 1. Let's do a little stretch. Since we have a second, grab some water if you'd like. Toes towards the nose. Little hinge in the hip, leading with the chest, not the forehead. And just exhale. Let it all out. Big breath in through the nose. I'm going to switch legs. Okay. I'm going to grab some water, then we're going to start from the top with one weight, doing our little dip and press. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go, yeah? All right. Thank you. I love spending my Friday with you guys. You guys are a blast. All right. Nice and strong. Finish strong. We'll go through the last leg of this workout, hopefully with the muscle memory from the first round. 5 more seconds. Last one. Safely switch arms. We'll piggyback this exercise, superset it with the side shoulder raises. So just mentally prepare for that. 3, 2, last one. Go to your lighter weights or no weights or bands. Again, make it work for you. Feet are wide, palms start out together. Flare it up, down slow. 2, 3, up. 2, 3. Good, that'll make a big difference in your upper body strength. Overall endurance, hold those planks. Don't compromise your form. I know we're tired. It's hot. 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll do a stretch in a little bit. I want to get this next one out of the way. And then we'll take a well-deserved minute for ourselves. All right, hinge, bicep curl, upside down V raise. So remember, palms are at your thighs, facing your thighs. A little hinge action. Flip the palms up to do your bicep curl. Keep them up. And then come together in the middle. Flip. Dip. Again, don't compromise form. We're not here for speed. We're here for quality right now. Let's get one more together after this one. Then we're gonna have a seat. We'll do our chest flies. So forearms to forearms. Good. Squeeze. Back out slow. 5 more seconds. Make these ones count. I'm gonna get one more. Good, 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 good. Let's do a little cool down from that first half. Feet are wide, hands at heart. We're gonna do a, let's see, a morning salutation. So dip down low, arms up high, then go around. Then we'll round our back, chin to chest, roll up, palms to the sky. Then squeeze your shoulder blades as you come up. So feel all those stretches. Oops, sorry. Let me start from the top of that one. I think it's melting my brain. Upward stretch, then out to the side. Then we're gonna fold. Chin to chest, round the back. Palms up, eyes up. Good, good. See how that gets your hip flexors, what I was talking about before? Just any kind of lean away from the joint is a stretch. Forward lunge face pulls. So let's get the heart rate back up a little bit. Again, use your best judgment. You aren't here to keep up with anyone else, okay? You're gonna step forward as you come up, so the elbows go back. Let me do it facing you. I'm not sure if you guys get a good. Have your hands right up by your chin. That's why it's called a face pull. These are fun to do with bands or cables. 5 more seconds. And we're gonna finish off with the low rows. One more. I'm gonna switch the weights. I'm actually gonna do an underhand grip on this one. Mix it up a little bit. So underhand grip, hips go back. That way I'm getting my biceps more involved. I'm keeping my elbows pretty close to my rib cage. Sink the big toes into the ground. That helps a lot with balance. If you're using a heavier weight that kind of knocks you off. 3, 2, last one. Mercy. All right. Let's give ourselves some love. Let's have a seat. Get a little stretch in there for our hips and a little bit with our shoulders. Place the palm inside your knee thigh area and then lean away from it. So you're pushing this that way and you're pushing your shoulder that way. All right, that should get us back towards working level. I'm gonna go lighter weights. We're gonna do our sit to stand and straight arm pushbacks. So arms are hanging by your side, palms are facing back, eyes are facing front. Stand up tall, press. Coming up on halfway, 10 more seconds. Finish strong. Then we're gonna go into our tricep extensions, elbows up, okay? So 3, 2, 1, use no weights or light weights or a band, and then go straight out. So I'll wait for Terry, good job. Nice wide base of support with your stance. Don't forget about engaging the lower body and core while you're moving the upper body. 10 seconds. Shoulders off the ears, just had to remind myself that. I don't want to create more stress, right? 3, 2, last one. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm going to hand you over to Terry.
All right, great. What a great workout, even in, we can see in 15-20 minutes segments, you know, we can really work everything. So why don't we come back to seated and do some more abdominal exercises? I'll be glad to know.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's glad to know that we've got a little time here. So you can coming to sit towards the front of the chair, lean back a little bit. And now with one foot or both feet, lift your knee, straighten your leg, bend the knee and bring the foot down. If you want to do both feet, then maybe hold on to the chair someplace. Bring your feet forward and down toward the floor. We'll bounce off the floor. And feeling your belly engage. Having your shoulders be relaxed, even if you're holding onto the chair. Your shoulders be relaxed away from your ears. Breathe. Right. Bring your foot down. Taking a couple of breaths. And now we'll do our favorite, one of our favorite, the bicycle. I think Dharma's joining us. Again, leaning back. One foot and then the other. Fast or slow. And you can do it one foot at a time. If you feel a need to keep your foot down, you can go back and forth. You can go backwards. Pedal backwards. And putting your feet down. And then maybe putting your feet out, heels on the floor. Just move your legs a little bit. Coming back. Just feeling in the belly. You can do crunches if you'd like. So hands at home. You can do this with a little weight, if you want. No sense to go get one now. And just the shoulders come back and forward. You're moving the torso, the neck, the head, all as one piece. So you can just do these little crunches. And now when you come up, bring one elbow back, and back forward. Up, bring the other elbow back. I'm just getting a little bit of rotation. Something else to pay attention to, not just, oh my gosh, my stomach is so tight. One more on each side. Coming to stillness. Just raising your arms overhead. Letting your back arch a little bit, just so that you stretch the abdominal muscles. And then gently turning side to side. Doing this twist, you're sort of drawing a big circle on the ceiling. And Letting your hands come down. And again, just feeling that in the body. Coming to standing, we'll come back into this flow with the plank. So coming up into a plank posture. Now bringing your heels down, bringing your hips back, bringing your shoulders down, your head down, bending your knees, and pressing your hands down against the back of the chair. And now straightening the body back up, coming toward the plank posture. And then extending through that, bring your hips forward a little bit. Let your gaze go toward the ceiling. And then from here, pushing your heels back toward the floor. Really feeling this stretch in the back of the legs. Now with the heels back, once again, letting your hips come back. Bending your knees. Let your back feel sort of parallel to the floor, pressing your hands down into the back of the chair. Straightening the body, coming forward. Lifting the heels, letting the hips come forward, letting the gaze go toward the side, toward the ceiling. Pressing the heels back. Once again, let the hips come back, press your hands down into the chair and walk it back. So still pressing your hands down. So you can do this on the floor, standing, whatever feels best to you. All right, now bringing one arm in front of you, holding that arm. Stretching one shoulder out. And you're moving the arm and the hand up and down. You can do little circles with your hand, loosening up that wrist. And bringing the other arm forward, pulling it a little bit. Moving it up and down, circling with the hands. Bringing the arms down, shaking the arms. And then with the arms down to the side, bending one elbow, bringing your hand behind you. So the back of your hand is making contact with your back or somewhere near there. And just sliding your hand behind the back and holding here. So just feeling the slight stretch in a different part of the shoulder, bringing that hand down, sort of moving the arm, the other hand and the elbow. Slide the hand along the back. And just kind of try to relax into this stretch, breathing into the stretch. Maybe with each out breath, you can even feel that let go just a tiny bit more. Bringing both hands down. Again, making motions like you're trying to twist door handles in this rotation in the shoulders. Coming to stillness now. Standing about hip width apart. Lifting one heel. And as we began, doing big circles with the feet. Letting the other knee be soft. From the other direction. And all these little muscles and joints, keeping them strong and keeping them limber is so important to help prevent falls. And the other foot. In one direction and then the other. Now circling the hips. Hips and the shoulders. Big circles, slow circles. One way and then the other. Really helping the back to stay limber from being warm and moving, and any muscles kind of tightened up. And stretching them out a little bit. Bring your hands behind your head, sort of at the base of the head, and pushing your head back against your hands. You're going to feel the muscles in the neck engage. Now let go. And maybe just feel again the blood flow back into those muscles. Once again, press your head back against resistance. So you're not pushing it so much, it's just resisting. And then let go. Looking up in the air. And then making a sound like ooh, ooh, and pursing your lips. We're looking up in the air, coming back to neutral. And that just really helps to stretch out these little muscles in the neck, the muscles in the inner ears by these station tubes. A lot of times, if it's a time of a lot of allergies, that can feel really puffy in there. So it just sort of opens things up. All right. Just coming back to this standing posture, noticing how it feels in the body, and acknowledging yourself for making the time to do this. Okay, thank you. Be safe, drink water.